Hey guys, and welcome to our review of Ultraman ZETT on episode 7. I'm your host, Cinder Blaze, and today we have...
The Frozen Stratos.
Alright, and before we jump into our review, check out our description for a link. It has a couple BLM protest stuff, place you can donate, all that other jazz. Alright, let's jump into this episode, which I thought was a swell time. Marathoning Jeed definitely paid off in this episode. We kind of just see everyone kind of come together in that fight. Oh boy, I was grinning that entire time. Corey, how'd you feel about it?
There were a lot of things. I thought I had heard that last episode was the Sakamoto episode, but this one was absolutely that. And he sort of at times made the narrative bend over backwards just to make his stuff work. Like, he was like, you know what? I really want to do a transformation or a fight inside a warehouse with the suit. So we're just going to make him small right now.
Yeah.
I thought it was neat. And then we also got a ton of those, out-of-suit fights, as a Sakamoto would want to do. And then, those really sweeping shots in that sort of started around Loop Hat, where it was like that 3D,
the drone just kind of like having a little field trip in the battle,
not even like a drone, I guess. I guess it would have been a drone if you were that scale, but it reminded me of those fights, and I never quite enjoyed them until now, because they always felt so clunky until Sakamoto had his hands on something similar to it. It didn't seem like, those stiff fake pans that those would do with all that, with the entire 360 imagery. It's like natural motions. And it was really immersive.
Yeah, I felt like that was kind of a step up from the stuff we usually get in Ultraman kaiju fights, where we almost always see some of the aftermath of the battlefield. And it's kind of like we kind of see, from the ground up, what's happening there, and then we look up and these just giant Ultraman fighting. And I just thought that perspective of it just looked really cool. And then it's us kind of zooming in dynamically to the fight, because we have multiple fighters in here, and just kind of having them one by one kind of slowly trickle in. I think that's what they usually do, especially in Sentai. So for them to kind of juggle all those characters around in that regard, it looked a little bit more natural. So I thought that was a really neat way to use it, to be honest.
Yeah. Juggler was around, and he actually went and saved Jeed, which, he does seem to have an ulterior motive, right? And he does have the other crystal. What am I saying? The transformation device. So yeah. I was wondering, sure, he could have said that he was going after Jeed, but what if he was going after a potential power source as well?
Yeah, for now, I think that Jeed's never really been on his bad side. He's been slightly on his good side, because I'm just inferring off of one movie that they had together. Sure. It seems like Juggler does kind of depend on the Ultraman from here to here, or just in general. So it's kind of good to kind of have him on his side. So there's no reason for him to backstab him so early on when he doesn't even have everything kind of set up if he's going to do something evil. But we didn't watch Orb, so I don't know exactly where his character is or what it's gone through completely. But
yeah, so this this is more just an outside perspective. But how you were saying of the one that we watched, Rube, there was a mid-season shift with the villain. Same with what you were saying with G, right?
Yeah.
If they happen to do that once more, we already have a built-in villain here, and who's this other guy? He just wants to resurrect the bad guy, right?
Yeah.
It's just some dude in a trash bag. If if you actually build up a main villain and have him show up to the end of the fight, that would be neat. Or just, make him full good. It doesn't matter to me. He seems nice. I like him.
Yeah. I'm not sure like how their relationship would be in that situation. Like if he's like a sleeper alien and like it's kind of like anti-alien, fighting squad.
Mm-hmm.
So, or it's not like anti-alien per se. It's more like anti-kaiju because they've just been living on Earth for like the longest time. So, yeah, looking forward to kind of where we go over there. I thought that the callbacks to Jeed were really nice. Seeing like the three like main kaijus, like the Belial fusions that we just saw like over and over again. Like we just saw like the Gilvaris from like the previous episode, which is with like these Ultraman like like the type of enemy that they fought before like a lot. So it's nice seeing those guys. I'm not sure if they're gonna like continue like calling back the kaiju from previous show and kind of like maybe, I don't know, grab some of those Ultraman back. Like you might see Orb, you might see, some other guys just randomly pop in for those. So
that would be neat.
Yeah. Like you'd think that would be
a
thing
and
for
bear
an
in mind, everyone in the comments, don't like at us with any of the scans and stuff. Because I have not, well, I guess I've seen them, but I didn't like know what any of it was. And Alex doesn't want a ruined experience, so don't talk about scans. If anyone else, any surprises show up, don't tell us.
Yeah. Yeah, I kind of want to like save it. I want to see it happen in action. So,
right.
Please.
This is not going to be a Ryder situation.
Yeah. For Ryder, I mean, we've kind of been in that fandom for a while, so just kind of get jaded when we see the things kind of like pop up. But like, I'm relatively new to Ultraman, so please be gentle with me.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It was a good time.
Yeah, I mean, like, this was a relatively action-packed episode. I was surprised
they got rid of Jeed so quickly.
That was exactly what I was about to say. I was like hell excited, because you were saying like in the previous episode that like, well, he's got like a morpher, so he's got to stay around, right? But I guess not, because they have better things to do, and there's like Belial, or I forgot what they were called, but Belial shards. That's what I'm gonna call them right for this review.
Yeah.
Like everywhere. Like I thought that it was right by Earth that the laser kind of like shot it off, and then sparks went flying there. But apparently, like, you got hit pretty hard by that laser and just went throughout the galaxy. The Ultraman aren't that big, so
they got spread out so far that Jeed had to leave.
Yeah, or was like the laser so strong that it spread through the Ultraman multiverse, because that could definitely be a thing.
Sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. We'll see. Do you have any?
It's a different Earth, right? Jeed referred to it as such, or at least, the Juggler referred to it as, "Hey, on this Earth, I'm this dude now."
Yeah.
So
there's they confirm like multiverse stuff. So
I do remember a comment from John Hendricks saying that there is an established like multiverse or whatever.
Yeah, like I think one of the armors that Zero was wearing, like I think the one at the very end, it lets him like travel through like worlds pretty quickly, and that's kind of like what he does. He and his squad just kind of like travel around the multiverse, battling evil.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Yeah, that's why he's in literally everything. I was hella surprised that like G kind of like found his way here, but he's got a spaceship, so it's like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Do you have any final thoughts for this episode before we dive into the comments?
I do not.
All right. Thanks you guys for leaving comments. I know like I kind of posted this pretty late, but we got a
What are you
whopping
talking about? You posted this at 4.
like a day late. 4 o'clock the next
That's
day.
fine.
I mean,
The thing is, it comes out on Friday. We're late anyway. Don't
all
worry
right.
about it. Just read the comments, man.
All right, our first comment from Heroic Gangster. Who's singing? You dare question the Wandaba men? Wandaba. I'm not gonna say that up. The Wandaba theme is just mainly the background song to represent the duty Ultraman human squads try to fulfill when going out to.
Oh wait, was that the song
mission.
that was going on?
Supposed to sound militaristic, and this only applies to Ultraman shows that have professional squads. Okay, so it's like the Haka dance, but song.
Hey,
Whatever.
check this out. It's still funny. It's such a funny song. I don't know why they decided vocals were important for that.
I think the vocals were a bit too prominent. Like if they had like some other beats kind of like thrown in there, that I don't know, but just like someone randomly talking in my ears.
Is it a cultural thing? Am I like just being very ignorant about like a very important cultural thing?
Let's not think about it right now. John Hendricks, I have nothing really important to say. It was just really good. Well, thank you for leaving a comment. This is the first video I've done in a while, so I feel really good about these comments. Extra. I don't blame you guys for skipping Taiga. It honestly wasn't that great. Anyways, while it's cool to see the Belial Fusion Beast from Jeed back, as well as a Zepondom from Orb a few episodes ago, apparently 5 King from Ginga S for next week. I hope that we'll see new fusions this series. Yeah. Especially that they have like the Belial thing. They can just turn everything into like a Belial color schemed abomination that we can beat up for the week.
Yeah.
It's a pretty decent formula. I'm pretty sure they did that in like Jeed. And that lasted 24 episodes. So yeah. Yuki Miyazaki. This episode go full on fan service and good one at that. We see Zero's original form before we got all those fusion things from Strong Corona, Miracle Luna, that goddamn Shining Zero. When I saw Shining Zero, I was just like, of course. Man, Jeed can't take a damn break. His father kept getting used by other wannabe Dark Lords after his death. Speaking of wannabe Dark Lord, I like how this series' main villain, Kaburagi, is really competent on what he's doing and not just laughing in the background, plotting shit. He even came prepared with all the medals to counteract Jeed and Zett's attack from Skull Gomera to Thunder Killer to Bandanium Zeton, even though sadly he beaten 1-on-3. Overall, pretty amazing episode, and man, that Ultra Galaxy fight New Generation's hero opening song, such a good choice for the fight, really hyping it up. Next week, my favorite Ultra Brothers medals will be used by Zett. Noise. And remember what Zett did after battle. Shwa!
You know, like, it was a really good idea. I mean, it's always a really good idea to have Sakamoto direct your episodes, but it's very important that you get him for the major team up stuff, because Sakamoto remembers. He's like an elephant. He remembers. And they're like the callbacks that you were mentioning. I mean, I'm sure there are plenty of other like editors, music people, all that, all those hands are in that pot, but there's just some sort of weight to it when Sakamoto brings that back to the table.
Yeah, I feel like he brings a lot of the fun stuff back, but he doesn't like oversaturate it. Like it doesn't.
Are you sure? Because like you put the saturation on high with Sakamoto.
I mean, like in a way
color wise, but yeah, you're right. Like he doesn't like lay it on thick. He just
lay it on thick that like the episode can't hold it up anymore.
Yeah,
like, that type of thing. Like this episode still did its thing, but it was just jam packed with like all the stuff that we kind of wanted to see again.
Like he was able to, because fights can get a little monotonous if you are just blazing through forms, right? So he does the smart thing of like, bam, form appears, and then when they are in the fight, if there are multiple uses for a weapon, he will use a single attack to transition that weapon into its other form. Like, he was using the spear, right? He slashed, and then it was directly pointed at him, and then he turned it into, like, the arrow shot, which was beautiful. So, like, you use everything. Sakamoto's good at using everything in his arsenal, in the Ultraman's arsenal, and it looked really good. So,
yeah, it was one hell of a time. All right, I guess that's it for us. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, check out the description for a bunch of goodies. There's even a link if you feel like supporting the BLM movement. Check it out. You have anything else to add before I just kind of end this?
No, go for it.
All right, keep it juicy.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Sorry, and you guys.
Was that loud?
I don't know if it was loud.
Was that loud for you?